Hello everyone, and welcome to Paper Pleats and Ribbon Roses. Today I'd like to show you how I created this multi-layered organdy ribbon. I made this card for this week's Mojo Monday. I made it out of 5/8 organdy and a designer brad for the center. I just want to quickly show you also these pastel flowers that I made. Really pretty. I think they're really cute. With some of the discontinued organdy ribbon that Close to My Heart sold. So if you have some of that in your stash, you might want to make some out of that. Now the first thing we're going to do is make the center. And the base of the center, I'm going to use Close to My Heart's Colonial White designer brads. And you need something to support it, so I'm just going to stick it into the back of my piercing mat. And I'm going to decorate it using Close to My Heart products. We have sparkles that come in a variety of colors and clear as well. And we also have our opaque gems, which come in pearl, mocha, and licorice. For this particular, excuse me, on my card, I used a large pearl gem, and I used some of the smaller gems from the mocha collection. But for this particular one, I'm going to make it slightly different. I'm going to use one of the sparkles because I have a different I want to use the center for another one of these little pink flowers later. So I need one large gem for the center, and I need 8 of the third size of the opaque gems. So there's 7mm, 5mm, and 4mm. So you need 8 of the 4mm. Now, all of these are self-adhesive. However, because this is a hard, flat, smooth surface, your gems will, over time, tend to migrate or move. So I'm also going to use some liquid glass to make sure that they stay down permanently. So just take your liquid glass, and I'm just going to put a little bit in the center. You don't want to put too much on so that it spreads out and you're going to end up with a bit of a mess. So using your piercing tool, or you can also use a pair of fine-tipped tweezers to do this as well. So you're just going to pick up your gem like that and place it in the center. And the liquid glass will help make that permanent. I'm not going to carry this one any further. So what I would do next is I would put a little bit of liquid glass around the outside of that gem, and I'm going to adhere. Then you will adhere, excuse me, 8 of the 4mm pearls onto this. I'm just sticking them on without the liquid glass right now because I'm not going to take the time to complete this. I only have less than 15 minutes for this video. So what you would do is you would just continue to take your pearls and place them evenly around your gem. Moving fairly quickly before the liquid glass dries, get all 8 of them on, and then just sort of adjust them in case you're not quite in the center. So that is your designer center for your flower. Next, you're going to take 15 inches of the organdy ribbon. The nice thing about organdy ribbon is that it doesn't fray, so we don't really have to do anything to the ends. If you want to, you can apply some adhesive and fold the right side over like that, because this one will be at the top, but because it doesn't really show in the flower, you can just leave it like that. Okay, so you also need a fine tip needle with some thread. I just use regular sewing thread, and you'll want to use a thread that matches your ribbon, at least in lightness or darkness. It doesn't have to be the exact color. So to start this off, I'm going to take 3 or 4 back stitches at the left end of my ribbon. For you, it would be the right end if you're right-handed, because you'll be sewing towards the left, and I will be sewing towards the right. So you take 3 or 4 back stitches and then just cut the excess thread off out of the way. And then close to the bottom edge, you're going to pick up, you're going to do a running stitch, and you're just going to pick up 3 or 4 stitches at a time, about 1/8 of an inch long on your needle. And continue picking up those stitches onto your needle like that until you get to the end of your 18-inch piece. So straight across the bottom all the way to the end. Now I'm just going to set that aside. I have already got one stitched all the way to the end so that we save time. And excuse me, on this particular one I did fold the edge down and tack it with adhesive. I used Tombow, but it will release itself. If you have a stronger adhesive, that would probably work better. So you get to the end. Now if you've started sewing this and you realize before you get to the end that you haven't given yourself enough thread, then just start to pull on it a little bit and gather at some, and it'll give you some more thread. So once it's all stitched all the way across, you're going to just gently start gathering. And I usually do some and then push it down towards the end. All right, so we're just going to keep gathering this until we go from 18 inches to 3 inches. So we're going to gather this down to about 3 inches in length. Don't go any less than that. You can go, if you find it too tight, you can go to 3 1/4 to 3 1/2, but 3 inches actually works quite well for this flower. All right. So when you think you've got it at about 3 inches, you'll just sort of straighten it out a little bit. Sorry, this one really twisted up on itself. You want to find the end and this end, and then you're going to measure it. So I have a measuring down here. I'm just going to take this down here. So I'm at 3 inches. So once you've got the desired length, you pick up your needle again, and you're just going to do 3 or 4 back stitches to secure the end of your thread, because you don't want this pulling out. Or sorry, you don't want the the gathering to change. This is the length that you want it to be. So just cut that off. And once you've established that, I've got the side that I began on, or at this end, and then I've got the side that I ended over here. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to excuse me, even out the gathering, because you may find that some places it's gathered more than others. So I'm just evening out the gathering a little bit. And as you can see, this flower is twisting upon itself, which is basically what we want it to do, and it's almost making itself. So now that that part is done, we're going to put this together using glue dots. So you're going to take a glue dot, and you're going to put it at the very end here, which was where we started stitching, and just put it where the gathers are and get that to stick. And you're going to loop this around so that you're forming a circle, and you've got about 1/8 of an inch, well, yeah, about 1/8 of an inch hole in the middle. I hope you can see that. So then just keep laying the gathers down, and again, as I said, this almost does it itself. Just making sure that you take out any twists. And once you've gotten about halfway around, or 3/4 of the way around, again, you take another glue dot and again stick it down to the gathered edge and glue another layer down. we've now getting past just beyond where I started. So I'm just going to go a little bit further, maybe another quarter turn, and put another glue dot. Glue dot sticking to me. All right, it usually takes about 4 glue dots to complete the flower, possibly 5. So keep on going till I get to the end here. And then I'm going to put a glue dot on the end. And then glue that down. Now you could use a glue gun, I suppose, to do this. I don't know, give it a try. You could also stitch this with a needle and thread to keep the layers together. But the glue dots seem to work quite well. So there we go. So let me put the center in. So this is a center that I made for another flower. I'm just going to put this one in today, and it hasn't been, I haven't used the liquid glass on it yet, so it is still adjustable. So for this center, I used a black opaque, and I surrounded it with 13 of the bitty sparkles, that close to my heart cells, and I really like the look of that as well. And one of my bitty sparkles just fell off. So again, you can see that the reasoning for using liquid glass to adhere your gems, because they can pop off. All right, so, and there's a flower. Quick and easy, multiple layers. As you see, it's about 3 layers when you're done. If you find that some of your layers, because of the gathering, are sticking up a little higher than you want, you can always stick some additional glue dots in between the layers to sort of keep them down if you want a flatter flower. And just really quickly, I'd like to show you a couple more. These I created, they're slightly different. They're not multi-layers, they're just single. And I made the designer centers using our designer shimmer brads. So I'm going to do another video tutorial on these. They're slightly different just because of the different type of ribbon that you're using. And hopefully in a couple weeks I'll have that one done. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoy your Friday, and I will talk to you soon.